Hello everyone. It's 4:59 p.m. Still Tuesday. So, I told you that was noise harassment with the leaf blower. Why the hell you pack up and gear up just to use the leaf blower for less than 5 minutes and then you're gone once I put you on film? I haven't had that harassment in a long time. So, being here, excuse me, I've been, of course, it's a lot safer, um, when you have a roof over your head, excuse me, most of the time, but not really with gang stalking. Living in apartments with neighbors and stuff. But at this particular, they hitting me right here on my left temple, causing me like a dizzy like headache right that starts right here and then shoot down to my heart. Make me kind of, instantly feel kind of like out of breath for a little bit. But I'm all right though. So, well, I was able to get another light bulb, and I just paid up enough money. That's all I had was enough to stay here until Saturday. And then Saturday is going to be cold and I think rainy, but definitely cold. And then I have to be back on the streets. But it seems like next week is supposed to warm up a little bit. But then, the challenge is not being able to have a shower, transportation being troublesome, um, and everything like that. So, and I had just enough money since it's been cold. It's why I ordered food. So I still have the 30-day pass with DoorDash. And of course I don't take advantage of it all the time or every day. But um since it was cold is the reason why I ordered food today. And I got free delivery and plus a discount on my food. So it was like almost like as if all I had to pay was tax. And they gave me a nice big discount. So I think I saved about $7 or $7.99 or something like that. And so, I have very little breakfast food left. Excuse me. I have very little breakfast food left. So I guess my plan is to, you know, I'm almost out of the almond milk, and then the cereal. I guess I have about 2 days left worth of cereal, and then I have 2 packs of oatmeal, and I made some little baggies of that little big. I mean, it wasn't big, but it was that the little container of walnuts. So I split them, counted them, and split them up, and so guess I'll have cereal and walnuts, and I also have some eggs too. Cereal and walnuts, or or oatmeal and walnuts. And I also still have some eggs left. And I have very little bit of carrots, and I have some radishes, and I think I have about 2 pears left. Excuse me. And I have those tamarind left. But I got scared off with eating the tamarind when it burned my tongue the last time. So I think it's been about over a week, or about a week, excuse me, since I ate any tamarind. I don't know if it's still good or not, but I have about 3 unused batteries left for my MP3 player, which I have a $20 bill left and maybe about $5 in the bank. I have like a $20 bill, and so the $20 I was gonna use for one last time of laundry for the $20 bill, and then I have to break that and do laundry, and plus I need more batteries, and maybe I can use the buy me a little thing of milk, for the last of the cereal, and maybe I can use it for the oatmeal. So the the food that I purchased today, I got a deal, and I probably can still do 3 meals, but if not three, then just 2 meals. Um, I guess maybe for breakfast I can have either the cereal or oatmeal plus the nuts, and then for lunch I can have the eggs and vegetables and call it lunch. And I have one little thing of that small little thing of rice left. So I can have eggs and vegetables for lunch, and then have the for dinner I can have we the stuff, the food that I ordered. So I was able to stretch, it was like one plate of food for $12. But if I was street homeless, or on the streets at the time, I would have, buy only one plate and then be forced to eat it all, and rather than, and try to not let it go to waste. But, since I have a place temporarily and supposed to be back on the streets, it was a deal where you got 2 meals for $24, and I was able, I'm able to stretch it into 4, and put it in the refrigerator and have to warm it up and stuff like that. So I guess that's not me trying to tell all my business or anything like that, but I'm just telling y'all, just talking to y'all about how you know my little survival plan for the next few days, and the idea that I'm gonna have to go back on the streets. And so I don't even want to deal with the buses no more. I don't. So I'm feeling kind of sad because it's scary that having to walk everywhere and not being able to have a place to conveniently use the bathroom, no place to take a shower, and I mean, I might have to, but I don't want to even fool with the buses, you know. And so the idea of I might have to just stay stuck downtown. Just stay downtown. But the library that I've been going to, well, I haven't gone since I've been here in November. And that library that's close to the mall, um, well, y'all remember when I told you that that lady acting like she was, trying to find slick, kind of, it was more, how do I put this? It wasn't exactly slick, but it was more in your face than slick. But it was half slick, half over, I mean, covert. I mean, no, not half overt, like in your face, and half slick about it. Trying to give me hints that she didn't want to see me there at the library anymore. And so I hate when they have a narcissistic gang stalking perp who's just there that one day and makes all the rules for you, and you think they're new and you've been going to this place, and then all of a sudden you never see them again, and then everybody else follows this person. And so I was just trying to show y'all who that guy was, who was a narcissistic abuser, who was you know, a fake perp, the temporary librarian, or he was like newly assigned or something. And that new person who has the quote unquote authority to make all the rules and be the big boss. And when I got like at least 13 thumbs down and no thumbs up for just trying to show y'all who he was, who did that. So, he was self-righteously cleaning, but I was just trying to show y'all who he was in his face, but his face was covered with the stupid mask and what do you call that thing? The face shield and everything like that. That was back in November. But the good thing about that library is that, excuse me, is that they never told me anything about sleeping. But then it will be so cold up in there that I just about never could get any sleep. I never could get any sleep up in there because it was so cold. But I can put my head down and at least try to sleep, and they wouldn't tell me anything. So 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 then and I'm also, I loved eating at the mall and get the $5 meal plate that will be very filling and have a lot of vegetables and some potatoes or rice and some chicken. But I try to go for either the ranch chicken or the bourbon chicken, because the other chicken entrees are they have like that heavy sugary glaze plus is deep fried or fried or whatever. So I try to stay away from that, and so I would just get um I would get the either the bourbon chicken, or I was maybe go like twice a week, and some other places in the mall I would go and eat. But or sometimes I would go just about every day. But downtown is for the rich folks. Even though downtown Pensacola is like a miniature version of Canal Street. And then the other side by is it Jefferson? And they have the Seville Quarter over there. That's like a mini Bourbon Street right there. You know, I mean, speaking as if Pensacola was New Orleans, they be trying to be like New Orleans and trying to be in competition with New Orleans and stuff. Pensacola act like they want to be New Orleans so bad, but we the originals, we the originators. But anyway, so downtown mainly is for the rich folks. And then, Alex would gang stalk me at, the coffee shops, and they have the other people who perp me there at the coffee shops. And it's like one of the coffee shops is expensive, but if you spend at least $200, you get if you spend $200, then you get a $10 gift card. And if you rack up points and stuff. But at first they used to love me, and they used to offer to give me free food and stuff. And then before my eyes, all the nice people were replaced with the cold, evil people who have no shame in cheating, scamming, and abusing and perping you and treating you like less than. But they had the Mexican restaurant downtown. If I go eat there, they had their 99-cent tacos on Monday. But if I'm poor enough or broke enough, I can even just that's I've had numerous times when I had to just go there and get buy $2 worth of beans, and then you get free chips and salsa, and that was my meal, you know, um, and it filled me up too. It filled me up, but I prefer, to have my meals and eat. I like the mall area, and I also like, the restaurants and the food on North Davis Highway. But I really don't like downtown, eating at those, restaurants and stuff downtown. And it's like I try to get what I can afford because y'all know how much trouble it is for a targeted individual. They're dangerous. The homeless clique. I don't. They see the perps try to falsely accuse me of acting like I think I'm better when it's actually y'all who act like y'all think y'all superior and better than us. But it's like, how is me fearing for my life because another homeless person had threatened me with a knife? I don't even think I put that on film. I don't even think I filmed or recorded him doing that. But it was so that's why. And y'all know what happened back in September. And plus, so I just stay to myself, try to stay out of trouble. I do. I try to stay out of trouble, try to stay to myself and away from people as much as possible because of this targeting. So, you know, me trying to have less trouble with the demonic, dirty, homeless perps who are, diseased and they're criminal trying to harm me. There's a perp outside coughing right next to my door. Probably one of the neighbors. Oh, yeah. So, also before I leave, I need to get I need to also find a way in that with that $20 budget to try to get me some, try to get me some, a broom, a mop, and a dustpan. Ow, the energy weapon's hitting me on my left side of my back on my shoulder blade. So, so yeah, that's a challenge. My feet are starting to hurt. I'm about to sit down. Guess I'm gonna sit over here, even though I'm gonna sit over here, even though I just have to be. Yeah. On this side, it's more like when I try to sleep and I lay on this side. It's when seeing like the bed acts like it wants to break. but on that side it's fine. But I prefer sleeping on this side because it's close, easy reach to my flashlight and my phone or whatever else I need. And so I tried again on Craigslist and Cool Works, and it seems like really nothing for me as far as jobs go. Um, so I'm scared of the idea of having no place to take a bath and it being cold. It's not warm enough to go to the beach and go shower. It's not. Even 78 degrees trying to go to the beach is still too cold. Um, so let me tell you, since I'm by my phone, let me tell y'all what just happened. They had um this person named SDS for life who trying to ask me certain questions. Try to say, "Oh, you stay in motels?" And then the person said, "How and why people get targeted? They picked you out of the blue? I'm sorry about my ignorance about this topic." So I showed her, him or her, I'm assuming the person talks like a female. I told the person, I showed the Citizens AHT website. And so then the person said, because when it was in the video that I did battling this alone targeted individuals. And so someone asked me, "Do you get targeting heavy? Does your targeting get heavier during the holidays?" Mine does every holiday. And I said, "Yeah, and even worse on my birthday." And so then that's why the person said, "Well, oh, on your birthday, how?" And I said, "Well, it gets more the attacks are more intense." And so then the person got an attitude with me and said, the person said, "That's all you keep saying, but you don't answer my question. How is it that it's worse on your birthday? How and what do you mean when you say that? Elaborate on in what you are talking about." And then the motherfucker got hateful and blocked me. That's what a narcissistic abuser does. When I went to try to go and answer the person's question, that you got frustrated and blocked me. I showed you the the website, at least one of the websites, the Citizens AHT website that talks about targeted humans and the whole agenda and everything. So, that person, when I went to go and explain how, and if the and I said, well, the attacks, they abuse and attack you more. It's more intense, on birthdays and holidays. And the same thing with MK Ultra victims. They get more abuse on holidays, and then the attacks get worse when it's their birthday. And so I heard that, MK Ultra victims are ritually abused the worst on their birthday. So, um, I don't even, when I went to try to go answer that person's question and realized I was blocked. But you only asked me like a couple of times, and I was trying to tell you, and I was trying to show you, and then said, "Oh, that's all you keep saying." Well, you don't have to be rude about it. So I blocked this person back, and so that probably was a perp just coming to I'm wondering if that was a perp that was trying to, well, having the hopes that they can have quote unquote fake evidence that I'm crazy. I think that's what it was, that So that was what it was. You just wanted I mean, nobody ever admits, oh yeah, I'm crazy, but I think that's what that person was trying to do. So me not giving false admission that I'm crazy, that's not answering your question. I mean, why you act like you trying to learn more about this targeting and you're not targeted, but then you want to act like a narcissistic abuser. Fine, you block me, I block you too. You didn't person didn't even give me a chance and get quick to get frustrated. I mean, well, that bothered me, but I guess I'm over it now. But um, yeah. But anyway, so this I didn't get to get any sleep until after 7 o'clock this morning, and then I think I had some moments where I was in and out of consciousness and being asleep and woke sometime throughout. I wasn't consistently asleep all throughout all the way, but I think I woke up about 1:30, between 1:30 and 2 o'clock. I woke up, and then I fiddled around online for a little bit. Actually, not fiddling around, because me trying to look for job opportunities and still much of nothing. But then again, I'm scared because the idea I heard that if you do DoorDash or excuse me, Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever, or even if you do Uber and Lyft and driving, well, I heard that on the news. I mean not. I mean on a lot of different news, websites report so much abuse and assaults and murder. Mainly, I don't hear it much with cab drivers, but I hear it mainly with people doing a gig economy. Like, I think it was earlier today or yesterday, I heard about it was a lady doing, if not Uber Eats, it was one of them. Uber Eats, DoorDash, or something like that. I don't think it was DoorDash, but it was one of them. And she got murdered by two 14-year-olds. So, people acting like they didn't want me to drive. Not because they care about my safety, but they just want to be controlling and mean. But it didn't even cross my mind. I didn't even think about that. How dangerous it could be if you're just simply trying to deliver food. And it's just some crazy people out here. Like me, when I deliver my dog, I mean when I get my food delivered, you know, everything's paid, everything's done, and all I gotta do is they just hand the food to me and say hello and goodbye and get back in their car and go on. But so it's like there's increased murder nowadays, you know, and I'm feeling like the electronic weapons feels like a remote paper cut just right here in the back of my head. A remote paper cut. Seem like as if somebody is um remotely taking um a knife or something, or like a razor, a blade or something, and trying to slowly, you know, trace it in the back of my head. But I wanted to say this. Hold on right quick. Come on. I'm coming, I'm coming. So I want to say that the former Social Security Ticket to Work counselor, I think she was perping me by suggesting only low wage part time jobs and mainly suggesting funeral related jobs. She was a black woman, She admitted that she gets high income. She's a narcissistic abuser who plays a lot of psych games. Her name is Stacey Morgan from America Works, downtown New Orleans. Yeah, on Poydras Street. Uh, so America Works Social Security Ticket to Work program. Yeah, her. So she thinks the only driving job I should have is a funeral type job. And I said, school bus driver or cab driver was not a good fit for me. Yeah, according to her. And even strangers would try to act like they didn't want me to be a cab driver, telling me that I deserved to get robbed and killed, or that I'm stupid. No, like, well, what about all these other female cab drivers and stuff like that? One of my thing is, when I told y'all that one of the cab companies, the guy acted like he didn't want me to work, and like he was trying to block me from working. And then the other cab company, the dispatcher is so rude. I don't want to work for that company. And so there's hardly much any options here in Pensacola for regular cab. New Orleans, there's plenty of different cab companies throughout the New Orleans metro area. So I also said that yep, narcissistic perps can be entitled to luxury, but we're greedy for trying to barely survive. They don't want us to work and then blame us for being an eyesore to society. There's a website that talks about how Freemasons are the cause of why people blame the homeless or poor for their own suffering. And so I said, I heard people say that in narcissistic families, scapegoat equals sacrifice. So yeah, um, I can't handle this cold world. Something else I wanted to say, but But anyway, I bet the perps are laughing, saying your free ride is over, Candy. Ha 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 ha. Whatever. But I said this week, especially today, there's a cold winter freeze in the South. People would rather donate money to people intentionally going viral, doing stupid shit, rather than people who are truly suffering. Yeah, so yeah, I said in the beginning of this video that from the way things are looking, I'm gonna have to be back on the streets on a Saturday. So yeah, and Miss Stacy, she would tell me like any other narcissistic abuser, cut her eyes and be like, nobody's going to hire you, and then she would try to keep me down, trying to keep me down and try to block me from working. I didn't realize at the time Miss Stacy was a perp. I did a whole video on her back in April 2019. I was at the Riverwalk. It was on my first targeted channel. It was just simply called PsychWorld. That's taken down. So Miss Stacy cut her eyes and said, "Nobody is going to hire you." Like the foster mom used to tell me that, and a lot of everybody who told me they cut their eyes. Like it's like, or they'd be like, "No." The ones who are hard and mean, they'd be like, nobody's going to hire you. And they cut their eyes and do all this over exaggerated fake, facial expressions and stuff, So then, a covert narc, or the ones that start off nice and then turn against you, they be like, baby, ain't nobody gonna hire you. Telling you, the New Orleans, way of saying nobody's gonna hire you, So I've been told that all my life, ever since I've been eager to want to work and be independent all my life. Well, more like ever since I was 14 years old, I've always wanted to work and be independent and been The more I protested to fight for my own independence, that's the more I got narcissistically abused and enslaved, and that they want to force you to depend on them so that they can control and restrict you more and rob you, and so that you make sure you will have nothing, that you don't deserve anything. So they want to try to control. I'm 37 years old, and people will still try to control what I eat, how much I should eat, and stuff like that. And it's not for you to do that. It's not. And the narcissistic perps who are obsessed with my channel, again, mind y'all own fucking business. I never asked y'all for a fucking thing. I never asked y'all for nothing. So if you haven't helped me out or donated anything or even offered, and I never asked you, then you ought to be one of the last people to have anything to say, trying to falsely accuse me of milking the system and scamming people and stuff like that. Well, you get paid to torture and hurt people. So who's milking the system here? So, yeah. So, wait a minute. So, a lot of the perps feel like I don't deserve any help or donations, or they will try to smear campaign and falsely accuse me of being ungrateful. I hear noise harassment. I mean, outside. Like some idiot is idling their fucking truck. So they feel like I don't deserve any help or donations, and that's been bothering me lately. Their false smear campaign about me being a master manipulator, selling pity for money. Like, I don't know where they get that from, or where they even think of that I would do stuff like that. You know, that if they falsely accuse me of scamming people and milking the system and gaming the system and stuff like that, why would I wait till I'm 36 or 37 years old to start doing that if I never did that in any part of my life? Y'all just don't want me to get help. And I mean, I'm gonna try to not, even trying to explain, stuff anymore, because they willfully choose to be stubborn and close their ears. But it's not for them anyway. I don't have to owe myself an explanation to any narcissistic abusers or gang stalking perps or none of y'all. Because y'all know what the hell, y'all know the truth about what's going on. But y'all are paid to front like as if, y'all gaslight me and reverse everything on me and lie and say that I gaslight y'all. And then everybody believes y'all, the one who has everybody bewitched. Using word curses. A lot of y'all gang stalking perps and fake TI perps, a lot of y'all are involved in witchcraft, and y'all know it. A lot of y'all suckered into the new age, and y'all know it. Some of y'all are all out Satanists. Some of y'all Luciferians, and or they think that they can do both, Christian and New Age. And then, you can't warn them, but they can tell you what to do. So it's like they lie and say that they're Christian just for show, just for narcissistic show. And those are the main ones who try to run people away from Christianity by their self-righteousness and abuse and stuff like that. There are so many broken people who have turned away from Christianity when they shouldn't have, and some former Christians have sadly turned out to all-out Satanists. People who were born Christian and then turned out Satanists because they couldn't handle the abuses of Christianity. But then, they don't realize Satanism is worse. And so, They have more people who come out of the woodwork and be proud to be Satanists. And a lot of Satanists in witches in your so-called Christian church. And you hear stories about witches on assignments. But then the same people who warn act like they think they're warning you about witches on assignments. They be a narcissistic witch their damn selves. Like, they had this lady on YouTube about, I think it was 2015. I tried to reach out to her, and she got offended. She got mad and blocked me. And she used to call herself Jael, Jael House or something like that. And she used to talk a lot about witches in the church. But then she had an attitude like a narcissistic abuser. And a lot of those fake ass Pentecostal people are exploitative narcissistic abusers. And the Pentecostal people. So yeah. Well, it's over 40 minutes on this video. So I think at least until Saturday, I'm not going to use any of my phone data on Saturday. I'm not going to use any of my phone data until at least Saturday. Because then now I got 12 more gigabytes left. But damn, I was robbed of 3 gigabytes of my data for the month. I'm so hurt about that. And I should have had that video, on my computer. That way I could have saved it. And so it's like I'm just so scared, not ready for Saturday to have to go back out on the streets. And as I said, the perps are probably laughing and saying your free ride is over. But I'm not scamming, milking, or anything like that. Y'all can look up, anything associated with the WEAR3 news channel on YouTube or WKRG news channel that you see that, or you can go to Pensacola News Journal website and see that I'm not lying about this freeze that's been happening in the South. Even places were closed today. Schools, courts, and a lot of, even the bus service, closed today because of the bad weather. But it's like, I know Saturday is supposed to be cold and miserable, like 43 or 41 degrees. And then it seems like the temperatures are supposed to be rocky next week. And it's like I get more harassed on the streets and get more followed on the streets, But overall, I've been safer here. But, Saturday, I don't want to have to deal with that perp. It's like she is, that perp, she is so evil. I'm hoping, I saw a new lady being trained today. So I'm hoping that she wouldn't, I'm hoping that other lady got fired and got replaced with somebody who's going to be more respectful. So, I don't know. That's my anxiety about leaving on a Saturday, was I felt psychologically and mentally traumatized by that perp who was extra rude as fuck and acted like she wanted to try to deliberately set me up to get locked up in a mental institution or jail or something like that. And that psychologically and mentally traumatized me. And that was very unnecessary. She treated me like that twice and ruined my day. And I figured that, she's Filipino. I figured, no, she treated me mean 3 times. Because one time, it was last summer, and she was extra rude. And it was she was extra rude and lied to me and said that there was no vacancy. And then when I told the other ladies about it, they said they were going to have a talk with her. And so, one of the head ladies, she acted like she extra loved me for a long time since last year. And now she has this little attitude that she treat me like as if she dreads my appearance or dreads my presence. And then, using Illuminati hand signs and, been acting like she just annoyed with me. Like, oh Lord, here go Candy again. So she changed. And it's like a lot of people, some people are nice and normal, and then they go on vacation, and then they come back a whole different person. Or even if I go out of town somewhere, and then come back, and then you're a whole different person. It was like that when I was in New York, and I finally got a place, but it was with roommates, but it was, a place. And the roommate was on whatever, trying to get close to me and be extra nice. Then I went out of town, not for vacation purposes, but went back to my hometown, New Orleans, and went to go get some stuff since I thought I was settled there. Then I came back to Brooklyn, New York, and the roommate was abusive and rude and kept trying to kill me while the other roommate was perping me really bad and playing all kinds of psychological games, and both of them were a narcissistic abuser. And so I didn't understand that and I was crying out for help. I couldn't get help in person or online, and even my own relatives ignorantly laughed and said that they didn't believe me and falsely accused me of just trying to get attention and stuff like that. So during the MySpace days back in 2007, and when I tried to make reports about the roommate repeatedly trying to pull knives on me, she kept trying to pull knives on me at every opportunity. Every time she saw me, she kept trying to pull knives on me. And so then, she would do stuff, not just pull one, but she would have 2 knives in both of her hands and trying to kill me. And then kind of find out it was she admitted more like it was, her being jealous of the size of my butt. And it's like, and then when me and her got into an argument, and then she tried to say, I don't believe the foster mother, the New York accent. I don't believe the foster mother was abusive to you. I don't believe the foster mother was abusive to you the way you said she was. You know how that goes. Oh, I don't believe your foster mom was abusive to you the way you said she was and stuff like that. Because because you're an abusive person too. And I was wondering why every time I called the police, they kept trying to put me in jail or kept trying to get me locked up in a mental institution when I was just, fearing for my life and crying out for help. That's another reason why I can't do roommates. So it's really scary. People are scary. And so this person, her name was Crystal Marshall. And then the other roommate's name was Lisa Pollock. Well, Crystal was black and Lisa was white, Italian from New York. And Lisa had been repeatedly raped, from what she told me, and raped and beaten. They're brutal in New York. Like one lady at that shelter, her name was Gloria Autry, and she said, "Yeah, people say New York is mean." She ignorantly laughed. She's like, "Well, I say New York is evil." She says New York. Miss Gloria Autry. She said New York is evil. So New York is evil, and people, so many soulless people in New York that lack compassion or anything like that. It's like everybody's just cold blooded out there in New York. Nobody cares. Cold blooded sociopaths. So you gotta watch out. You see that? But anyway, um, them using loud vehicles to try to distract me and get me off track. And so Crystal, she looked and talked like my twin sister's, lesbian lover. Look and talk identical. But Crystal, she said that she was in the military and she fought in the Gulf. Well, I don't know about fought, but she was in the military during the time of the Gulf War. Um, and I think she said she got sick or she was affected by the Gulf War some kind of way. And I think she said she was in the army. And so I don't know if I would have triggered any of her whatever PTSD flashbacks. I don't know what I did or said wrong. And it all started from when I got back from New Orleans to trying to when I got back from New Orleans to try to try to get settled there because I thought that was gonna be my new permanent place to live. And then I so happened to have diarrhea for whatever reason, and I didn't have that much money, especially after the trip. And so I think they put me on antibiotics that caused me to have diarrhea. I don't remember what the case was, but I accidentally got diarrhea, and I tried as best as I could to hand wash all the diarrhea off, and it wasn't good enough. And I was on those psych medications, and I was lashing out on people. I mean, like one time I lashed out on the one of the staff members, one of the social workers or case managers that oversaw the place. And I probably was sleep deprived and I was on those medications and I lost my temper and I threw the notebook at the lady and I was frustrated and, just dealt with finding out that ex-boyfriend Alex was cheating on me and, I broke up with him. And Alex, yeah, he was a narcissistic abuser and very selfish. But I thought it was just him being an immature ass kid. But he was 19 years old and he was going to John Jay Community College of Criminal Justice or something like that. So I doubt if he's a police officer right now or anything in law enforcement or anything. But the reason why I say he was a kid, he was 19 and because he was born in 1987, in September 1987, I was born, August 25th, 1983. But, his voice wasn't even deep. And he showed me, his credentials and, his, ID and his college ID and stuff like that. But my twin sister, she lied to everybody and she lied to my face. She even smear campaign and put whatever lies in Alex's head and turned Alex against me. And so did people at the shelter in New York. And so did the biological brother Wyatt. They put whatever stuff in Alex's head and turned Alex against me. But then come think about it, Alex never really, was a real boyfriend anyway. But my twin sister made smear campaigns and rumors and lied to me and lied to everybody else and said that I told her that Alex was 14. And I'm like, why is she doing this? You know? But Alex was 19 at the time. He was born because birthday was like September 21st. Because I know David James' birthday is September 18th, and their birthdays kind of very close to each other. Or I think Alex was maybe sometime the 19th or the 21st. But then David looks just like Alex, but a little bit darker complected, and they even talk just alike. And David is was born in 1980 or 1981. I think it was 1980. I think David's 3 years older than me. And Alex and David, they seem, kind of similar. But it's like I feel bad because I feel like from New York, there was another guy I should have made the choice to date the other guy because the only reason why I settled for Alex because I thought that well I just graduated from college and I thought that Alex claiming to be Dominican when he was like he said his mom was Dominican and his dad was Dominican, Puerto Rican, and Nicaraguan. So Alex was a narcissistic abuser. He was like started off with fake nice, and then when I found out about his dirty deeds, that's when he started to be like very mean and you know, yeah, he was definitely a narcissistic abuser. And one time I had a nightmare that he cheated on me, and then kind of find out later on it was true. Then I had a nightmare that he was physically abusing and beating on me. And then, the day we broke up, me and him had like a push and shove match, you know. So, and there was that girl Andrea who told me about Alex cheating on me. And then Alex got mad and said, like he didn't even spell her name right, but he said, Andrea, you bitch. Like he got all mad and stuff. And Alex took his quickest opportunity to cheat on me with, a white girl named Heather who tried to get close to me. And she acted like she was trying to take advantage of me and trying to use me for money and always wanting, if I'm in a different city and state, she kept trying to, I don't think I ever did it though, followed through with it. But she acted like she was trying to beg me to send her $30 through Western Union. And she always tried to ask me to Western Union her $30. And then she had Alex, when he acted like he was too ashamed to be with me, and then he went and got her pregnant like instantly after he broke up with me. And he was, showing off, and he was perping me by the idea that, he was perping me by the idea of, you know, he tried to smear it in my face about, Akon's song "Don't Matter" or something like that. Nobody want to see us together, but it don't matter. That song I can't sing, but that song. He was trying to perp me with that song. And so everybody in New York, they would be calling me sloppy seconds and a leftover. And I'm like, if I was the main girlfriend, or maybe I thought I was the main girlfriend, and I was faithful to him, and all the guys try to hit on me, unusual in New York. In New York, everybody wants to hit on me, and I turned everybody down for this bastard, this little like small dick bastard. And he felt insecure about his penis size and stuff like that, and so it's like I only met his mom the day we broke up after 6.5 months. And then Alex, when he fake loved me, at the first time I went to the mental hospital in New York, Alex would Alex was the type of person who would like to try to fondle and touch on you and make you feel uncomfortable in public. That's a narcissistic abuser. So I kept trying to make him stop. He kept trying to. I remember he came and visited me in a mental hospital for Thanksgiving, and he kept wanting to tongue kiss and fondle and touch on me, but I knew it was fake. You know, so I'm surprised he even came and visited me in a doggone mental hospital, because none of my family would have done nothing like that. None of them. So, um, it's like I thought it was, if I broke away from any family members, then I can have better relationships with people. But now I didn't realize it was part of the gang stalking program, that somebody gets compromised, and it's mainly your own family to, poison people's head and make them hate you and stuff like that with lies. So I'm being transparent and telling the truth about everything in this video, in all videos. So it's like, I also said, well, I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. That hold up. Yeah, so I was, I'm hurt that my own twin sister even agrees with Perp saying that I don't deserve any help or donations. That's been bothering me lately. Their false smear campaign about me being a master manipulator selling pity for money. You know, so it's not even true. It's like, but it's like you lied for your own career. You set for life behind a lie, but I ain't gonna say anymore. So it's like, the same people, who turn all your friends and support away from you, and then they use it against you and throw it in your face and be like, that's why you ain't got no friends, or you wonder why you ain't got no friends. So back to Crystal Marshall. Well, Lisa was perping and playing psych games and laugh, and I think she told me she had her share of suicide attempts in the past too. So I don't know why she felt the need to think she's higher or better or try to mock me. And she was one of those type of people who was fatter than me but delusionally believed she was skinnier than me, and lie about her weight, and trying to act like as if her fat was better than my fat. You're just about as big as me, and you call me fat and greedy. So it's like, every time I try to report, I mean, I got no support in those forced mental health groups. I got no support, no help. They would not let me get a job. Would not let me work, and I was fresh out of college. The FEGS mental health program that the shelter forced me against my will to go in, and they act like it was more important than job opportunity or going doctor's appointments and stuff. And they try to say the eye appointment can wait, and they act like it was so urgent for me to get mental health control. And so-called therapy is everybody perping you, and then I'm just freshly got a college degree, and then therapy was being forced to do therapy, what they call therapy, is being forced to do first grade math problems, first grade math problems on an old ass computer, on a raggedy computer that will stall on you and not work and stuff. You know how super old computers, how they work and stuff. So that's what they call therapy. That's so important for your life, is when you got a bachelor's degree and you're forced to do first grade math problems like adding and subtracting, basic adding and subtracting online. That was humiliating and insulting. And I don't even know if that was an attempt sacrifice right there, if the roommate kept trying to kill me and none of the family cared. Anything bad happens to me, none of the family care. And it was the biological sister Ramona and her daughter, which is my niece Hellface Ugly Monica, and the biological mom Frances. They all huddled together. And when I put up that blog on MySpace, talking about crying out for help and talking about they were trying to kill me and stuff like that. And then I got attacked on the Aaliyah forum. But then when other people were talking about their situation, they get all the sympathy and stuff like that. And it seems like the Aaliyah fans, that little cult right there, Aaliyah's fans. Aaliyah has cult followers and she's deceased, and so does Michael Jackson. But people didn't really care about Aaliyah until after she died. That's how it is. Everybody hates you and nobody like you until after you're dead. And then everybody want to talk about how pretty you were and how smart you were and how genuine and nice to people you were, how funny you were, and all that. So so I didn't realize what everything was about, like back in 2006 and 2007. And it's like a hierarchy of narcissistic abusers at the top who delusionally believe that they're the highest elite, most elite fans, and think they're superior and think they're better and stuff like that. So, but I'm glad I broke away from all that. I'm just saying, talking about some past history, and also connecting more dots. The more I talk out, connecting more dots of my certain things of the past of my targeting and stuff like that. And again, since nobody else wanted to help me, and I figured, well, Crystal was gonna kill me anyway. So if she was gonna kill me anyway, well, I only lashed out on that one lady, Miss Pat Miller, and I just threw a notebook. I threw a notebook at her, with the Tourette's outburst and the big rage. That gets worse. It's like when I'm not on those psychiatric medications, I have more self-control when I'm not on the psychiatric medications than when I am on it. Y'all find that weird? Or, I have a whole lot better self-control. But, I would still, lash out or have outbursts, but it's every once in a big blue moon. And then I realized that I have to go have a moment to go and have a timeout or something like that and calm down. And then, I didn't know what was going on back then, and I was younger. So now, and then, they said those psychiatric medications are side effect. One of the side effects is aggression, increased aggression, make you want to, harm people. But I just threw the notebook at Miss Pat Miller. And you want to know something? Miss Pat Miller, she was from Barbados. And there was another lady from when I was at the nursing home in my junior year in high school. Her name was Pat Miller as well. And she was Spanish from Honduras, but lighter complected than the other lady. But both of these two ladies, they look just alike, talk just alike, and have the exact same names, but two different skin colors and two different nationalities. I felt that was very coincidental, and they both even acted the same. But except the Hispanic Pat Miller, I think I remember she was a whole lot taller, but I don't remember the height of the lady from Barbados. But the lady from Miss Pat Miller from Barbados in New York, she had this other lady named Miss Jean Collins that was Jamaican. And Miss Jean was a whole lot nicer, but Miss Pat, she used to perk me and be abusive and mean. I think that's why I threw a notebook at her. But I didn't realize that I was being perked. But you know what? I think I was angry and upset because they blamed me for what Crystal kept doing to me. And so when I hand wash because I didn't have that much money, and I hand wash. I mean, I had less than $3 because it wasn't enough for me to go out and do laundry. And so Crystal would be the type of person who would give me her old used trash as gifts. At least 3 or 4 women black women who are narcissistic abusers who try to get close to me and then turn against me, they do that. Like the bully Kim Irons from my senior year in high school, she did that. She was the first one to ever do that. Give me her old used trash as gifts and then try to get close to me. And then she would bully me and try to fight me and act like she's trying to kill me. And then that was definitely gang stalking when I went to Nicholls State University in my second year of going there. They had her as my roommate. I mean, well, suite on the other side. I'm like, I was supposed to have a restraining order. I mean, I didn't, but I was supposed to have had a restraining order. Like, why the hell would y'all put her in the same room as me? And then she tried again with pretending to be extra fake nice. And then what she did was, I didn't even know they were smoking weed in there because I was in my own little world and in my own room. And I was on the other side, the door was closed, and they had a bathroom in the middle of 2 rooms, and that's why they call it a suite. So, come to find out, I got frightened and intimidated because Kim got kicked out of Nicholls State University for possession of weed that I didn't even know about until after she had to get kicked out. And then she wanted to fight me again and falsely accuse me of being the one to, tell on her, report her, or snitch her out when I didn't even know about it. So it's like the foster mom, I knew she had her hands in that. I knew that she had something to do with that. So Kim was at least 5'11" or 6 feet tall, and about my size and kind of fat. But I'm short. I'm only 5'2". But this big hair make me like 5'3" or 5'4". But if all my hair were to be cut off, I would be like 5'2". So and in 2010, me trying to add people I went to school with on Facebook, and Kim said, "Why the hell would y'all want to add you on a social network? And you got me kicked out of Nicholls, bitch." And then she, I guess blocked me or whatever. But she had my twin sister added, and then when I was in high school, my twin sister, she used to roll with Kim Irons and bully me right alongside Kim Irons, rather than taking up for me. So then, I mean, that was with any kind of bullying. I never sided, rode alongside and ganged up on other people to bully my twin sister because pretty much, especially in junior high, we both were being bullied and picked on. In elementary school, my twin sister was bullied more than I was, and it was more physical abuse from the kids dealing with her. But I had some physical abuse from the other kids too. But all because we were foster kids. But so it's like so then in 2018, when I was homeless, I didn't even realize Kim Irons had a daughter. And she had to have sold her soul to the devil. How the fuck you get a job as a damn, deputy or something like that? You used to be a bully, but you now work in law enforcement? Because the way she was dressed, I thought that she was part of the fake Mormon cult or something like that. Or Jehovah's, one of those cults or something. But she told me she was more like a deputy, and she was driving around in even Infiniti SUV, and she would drive around in a brand new ass white Ford F-150, and she acted like she was trying again to get extra close to me, but I, was afraid of her, and I felt like for June 2017, like before then, I felt like well, my biggest fears were to come across, Stank Horror Lanika. Well, Lanika Simeon and Kim Irons were the two people I was the most fearful and dreadful of to come across, moving back to New Orleans in 2017 and 2018. And both of them were used to perp me and gang stalk me. And Kim, I did not trust, Kim trying to get close to me, especially with the history like how did, and then Kim, in 2018, when she tried to pretend to, like, she approached me, I didn't realize who that was, and I was like, oh shit, you know. But she, I don't even know if Kim was trying, if the perps used, if they try to use Kim, if Kim was trying to be my handler. I don't know. But, I knew to steer clear from her because of, what we went through. I mean, what I went through with her, so I knew not to get close to her. And, it's your own damn fault if you smoke weed and if you got in trouble smoking weed and stuff like that. So she, like, she saw me walking down Tulane, not exactly Tulane and Broad. I'm trying to remember. It was not all that far from Claiborne, North Claiborne, or South Claiborne, or Claiborne. Not, I mean, I think that's South Claiborne over there in New Orleans. Don't remember. I think it was Tulane. If not Tulane, it was. I don't want to waste my time trying to remember, but it was somewhere around there, close to Tulane Avenue in Claiborne, North Claiborne, somewhere a little bit past there. But I saw her and I was like, damn. And so, but I'm surprised she gave me $20, but she gave me $20, plus some old used trash, like a thing of lotion that was like had a little bit of the lotion left in there, and some old used Kleenex, and a few other little raggedy things, but plus the $20. But it's like the moment she approached me, she was like, when she asked me what I'm doing with my life and stuff, and I told her I was homeless, and she just flat out said, well, how come you lazy and don't want to work? She's like, well, how come you're lazy and don't want to work? I'm like, no, you don't understand what I'm going through. But I didn't know at the time I didn't realize at the time that I was being gang stalked, So, I didn't realize at that moment that I was being gang stalked. So, it's like, I know what struggles I went through with trying to bust my ass with those temp service jobs, and they just got to talk about them all over again because certain channels got freaking deleted, wrongfully deleted. But I've, talked about the struggles and setbacks even with the temp service jobs. Even here in Pensacola, struggles and setbacks with temp service jobs. Can't even get a doggone dishwashing job. Or they will workplace mob me, and tell me that you work too slow and then fire me. Or falsely accuse me of cheating hours and stuff. I don't do stuff like that, But they falsely accuse me of cheating hours while they actually trying to cheat me out my paycheck. And then me being super sleep deprived. And so then, or dealing with recruiting, I think it was called Express Professionals or something like that. When I try to go to them, their temp service job, I was waiting for their call, and then they called me, and I was at my storage unit in New Orleans and trying to find my birth certificate, and then they yelled at me. I mean, because they were supposed to call me at like 11 o'clock, and I waited around, and then they waited till like an hour later to freaking, or hour or two later or something to call me. Or was it they were supposed to call me at 9 and then called me at 11, and then, yelled at me for not being available, and then they refused to let me go through with the process all over again, and they were every time I called, it was a different person answering the phone being rude and yelling at me. So, I ended up with, oh, what's the name of that temp service? Landrum. Was Seemed like I was only able to get like one job associated with them. But it's like, why can't I get a permanent position though? And when I was working at the YMCA, everybody was telling me how much of a good worker I am. And they were shocked and sad to see me, that happened, what happened to me 2019. So it's like, yeah. I mean, I heard that the gang stalkers deliberately try to block you from working on purpose so that they can traffic and make thousands and probably millions off of you. So that that's why they try to block you from working. But so that when they sacrifice you, they can get more money. They can get more money off of you. But the foster mom might feel like, oh, you're lucky you even got Social Security and SSI and whatever. But I never wanted it. I always wanted to be independent and work. But, if I would have never gotten Social Security and SSI, by them lying and saying I'm schizophrenic, I would have been dead, probably been dead by now, or didn't have a way to survive. Um, and I barely made it through college by setups. But I could have had higher GPA and been more successful in both college and high school. But they want to, try to distract me and throw off my focus so that so I couldn't be as successful. I had potential to be more successful than I was. Now I feel like my brain is mush. I don't even feel functional anymore. I feel like the Walking Dead right now. Um, I still feel like, a doggone zombie walking around. Like, never 100% fully alert. Never just feeling normal and fine. Always that sleep deprived feeling. Always tired and drained and everything like that. And I was on those psychiatric medications, but I'm not on it. I'm not on them anymore. So I talked way more than I intended in this video. So yeah, it was like stars 15K, shits yuck 10K. Trying to lie to everybody and falsely accuse me of milking people out of their money and using them as cash cows, and fraudulent Madison from Twitter, you know, just parroting my twin sister's lies, lying and saying that, oh, Candy's manipulating people for money and stuff like that. And then the illegal Muslim whore, Tamika Evans, talking about, oh, all she does is complain and beg, and she's just a crazy mess, and this and that, you know. And so, like, y'all saying this about me during a hurricane? At the time, trying to survive Hurricane Sally. Hurricane Sally was pretty bad. Bad enough that a barge broke loose and broke a boat, a barge, a big boat crashed into a bridge. And that 3-mile new bridge is broken. Excuse me. That bridge just got fixed. And so, It's like these these narcissistic perps don't really care. And I need to not be fearful or scared. And I need to just keep speaking my mind and speaking the truth about everything that's going on. You know, and so they want to try to rewrite narcissistic perps, trying to reverse everything, reverse reality, and try to rewrite history and trying to turn the truth into a lie. But my truth is still going to stay my truth and the truth, you know. And so you're not going to scare me or bully me or try to manipulate me into silence. None of y'all, perps, none of y'all narcissistic abusers. You're not God. You're not higher than me. You're not higher than God himself. I don't even act like I think I'm higher or better than God. Never did. So, I mean, people have always told me that, you know, they commend me on my humble spirit, or that I have a beautiful soul and I'm full of light and stuff like that. And I don't even take advantage of that or embrace that or go brag on it or anything like that, because I'm sitting here feeling like the worst failure and dummy in the world, you know. And they have a person who looks like a tranny who had pink hair, and I think the person was Hispanic, and that person copied off of the Gorilla Glue person, and that person copied off the original person who did it unintentionally, and that person copied off of her, and there was a few other people who copied off of her and also mocked her and stuff. And this this new person got donated at least a minimum of $3,000 for, and then lied and said it was an accident. Not after you saw what the first person had to go through. Then you turn around and say it's an accident. But y'all show support, and I feel like the only reason why people attacked and condemned Jessica Brown so hard, because she's black and female. It's why society can't, even other black people, why they attack her so hard. And then the black guy, you know, acting like he didn't believe her, and he's from Baton Rouge, and then he got the thing stuck to his lip. But I didn't hear about him getting any donations or any help. There's some noise campaign outside. What are they working on or fixing on? This next door neighbor. Oh, there's no carpet in here, and he's using the vacuum cleaner for noise harassment. I guess he must be trying to say, okay, Candy, time to shut up. But if he's doing that, and I bet you the very second I stop this video, he's gonna stop. So that's not my fault. Just random all of a sudden. And there's no carpet in here at all, so no reason to vacuum. But I saw his vacuum too, that he would bring up in here. So I'm not being gang stalked, but look at this. Y'all hear it. Well, guess what? I'm sorry for the background noise, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep talking. So so yep, I got sidetracked and distracted. I don't even remember what I was just talking about. It slipped my mind what I was just talking about. So yeah, there's no carpet in here at all. So why do you need a vacuum cleaner? For no, and then you wait till I'm doing my video for noise harassment purposes. And then he would have that, I mean, a tan color Ford Escape, and his that I think I saw it's two gay men. So his gay lover has like a red Toyota car or something like that. So y'all right next to me. So yeah, the moment I said that I lost my train of thought. You saw how when I said that I lost my train of thought and now they stopped the noise? They got what they wanted. So what I'm saying is none of their business. None of y'all business. Or any other purpose, none of y'all business. You know? So I guess I'm gonna have to end this video since this motherfucker criminally, illegally, and undeservingly got what he wanted. You know, for me to be sidetracked and distracted from what I really wanted to talk about. I mean, from what I was trying to focus on, what I was trying to talk about. So, I lost my train of thought. So that's why I can't stay on topic. Yeah, because the distractions are losing your train of thought. And then other viewers, my YouTube viewers, they get mad at me. They act like they're frustrated with me because of outside noise. You know, whatever outside noise is going on. And then they get mad at me about whatever outside noise, like it's my fault. Like, he usually doesn't make that much noise. He does not usually make that much noise. He's definitely doing that on purpose. So, I'm going to read one thing to y'all right quick, and then I'm going to just end this doggone video, and I have another topic to talk about. Wait, I forgot the other comment I was trying to, alright, I'm coming. So I wonder why, any of y'all ever get the comments that say VOM? Hold on, let me show y'all. Wait, stop, bastard. Hold up. That's a bitch. Come on. Let me show y'all. So how the perps on YouTube get to bypass this? They can post spam. I mean, they have these spam bots that see VOM or, you know, let me turn this off. I might have to, wait, but my, hold up. It's kind of harder. But y'all see this? That glare. How can they bypass this? But if I post any link to YouTube, it's like YouTube blocks me from posting any links at all. I'm blocked from posting any links at all, but but these spam bots can be successful. Now it's like YouTube won't even let me post any comments with any links. Even if it's to show a link to another video or a certain website where I see everybody else can do that. And I had that same problem on Facebook. That how come if I post a YouTube video link on Facebook, then they want to, condemn me for spam. No, I'm not spamming. I mean, if other people can post links and stuff, that might be part of my gang stalking, part of my targeting. But you saw what they just made a big show, just a big scene. And forgive me for getting sidetracked. It's their fault. Get mad at them. Forgive me for being sidetracked and distracted and losing my train of thought and forgetting what I was trying to talk about. And but yeah, and when I was in New York, they kept trying to put me in a mental institution. Every time I kept trying to report Crystal trying to kill me. And then I tried a few times to stick a knife to my chest, but was too scared. And then one time I was in the room by myself with the door locked. And I just got in there. And I don't know how everybody knew that I attempted suicide. I mean, but nothing was done when I kept warning people. Crystal kept trying to pull knives on me. And they kept oppressing and abusing me and had me traumatized and terrified. And so then, I mean, eventually I finally got the money to take her, because Crystal got mad at me and said about the accidental diarrhea on the on her little rugs or little mats, because you know how people might have a little rug that's right by the toilet, which wasn't there before I left to go back down to New Orleans, but then I came back. But when I went to when I had the diarrhea, and then Crystal was like, when I hand washed it thoroughly and quite a few times, and so Crystal was like, no, that has to go through cycles. And I'm like, you just want me to spend my money, the little bit of money that I had that I barely had. So eventually I took the rugs to the the laundromat and stuff like that, and that still wasn't good enough, So it wasn't even on purpose. It was by accident and unintentional. And that was when I first realized I even had diarrhea from those antibiotics. So, I can't believe these neighbors just did that. Most of the time they're quiet, but every now and once in a big blue moon they will use the vacuum cleaner. It was like an orange and brown or orange and gray vacuum cleaner or something, from what I think I remember seeing. So yeah, the people in New York, they kept the people in New York, they kept every time I called the police on Crystal trying to kill me, they kept making threats to put me in jail. And I'm wondering why. And so, when I had the suicide attempt and I was, I don't even remember. I think I took an overdose of my psych medications and then woke up in handcuffs in the back of an ambulance. And then the Barbadian Pat Millen lady, she had a deceitful looking smile on her face, was clapping and laughing clapping and laughing at me while I was going in and out of consciousness. And with my suicide attempt in 2010, the police was snooping through my belongings and laughing at me while I was going in and out of consciousness with my suicide attempt in 2010, in which I overdosed on. I overdosed on that's those illegals. When I see I forgot what I was trying to say. So I was trying to, forgive me. So I was not like I can go and rewind this and remember what I said, but sounds like they're about to start the ignition. Every time when I think I got my hopes up that they're gonna leave, then kind of find out it's like, damn, they purposely staying here extra long on purpose. But when I had my suicide attempt in 2010, the police were snooping through my belongings. Oh yeah, I remember. So in 2010 I overdosed on my Cymbalta, Klonopin, and Benadryl, or just no, not Cymbalta. I was prescribed on Cymbalta at the time, but it was just Klonopin and Benadryl at the time. And I wasn't a Christian at the time. I didn't know the truth. I would have been one of those people who died not knowing the truth, not knowing that I was supposed to have been sacrificed. That, part of this gang stalking program, they're trying to get you to commit suicide. Excuse me, they think that shit is funny. Or they think you should be murdered in a mental hospital. And then they'll cover it up as a suicide or lie on you. Like, how can you commit suicide in a mental hospital if they take all your belongings away? And they take all of your belongings away from you. So tell me how you oh, here I go being startled and bracing myself for them to turn on the fucking ignition. Okay, it's another person. Okay, as long as it wasn't them. But it's like, so I'm gonna say right now, the perps, especially online. I don't get why would people say like stay off the internet and stuff, but then you gotta be abusing in person too. They're trying to say, well, if you can't handle getting your feelings hurt, on the internet, then you should stay off the internet, or So I get they're just about as evil in person, but they gaslight and lie to you and say that nobody's worried about you and nobody's thinking about you. So they try to gaslight and lie to you and say that nobody's thinking about you and that nobody's worried about you and stuff like that, or that you burned all your bridges. That I'm just that horrible of a person. So what's the weight here? For me to be such a bad person or a horrible person, that I'm all these things bad and that I burn my bridges from society, or I'm a beautiful soul with full of light, and I'm a very humble person. Which is it? So well, I was just saying, the lady up front, when she came back from her vacation, that's when she changed and started to act different. Because she was like on vacation when I first came back here in November. And then after that, she after she came back from her vacation, she ain't really been the same. And I was just giving an example when I was on vacation. Well, not on vacation, but I went out of town to go get my belongings from the foster mom's house. And I couldn't even take everything with me. And it's like knowing the foster mom, stuff I wish I had, all those belongings and stuff, I bet you they're still sitting there. Or that's probably stuff I could have sold like on eBay or garage sale or anything like that, you know. And so, yeah, that was not a vacation trip at all. But and that was February 2007, around fake Mardi Gras, because today is fake Mardi Gras. And I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I wanted to say that I've been highly tempted to want to have some cheese. I mean, some king cake, but I'm like, nope, staying away from it all. Staying away from all the, anything associated with Mardi Gras. The only thing I like about Mardi Gras is king cake. But but it's like I can't participate in that because it's pagan and satanic and all that. But I've been highly tempted to have some king cake. So and also, well, they have certain New Orleans businesses come out with some damn good food too. So maybe I should put my earphones back in. But I wish these narcissistic perps stop acting like they think they have so much power and high power and authority over me and rulership over me. But if I'm worried about what other people are doing, then I have to hear lectures about how I should mind my own business. you know, but they don't care. They don't have a conscience. But they try to treat me like as if I'm the one who's reprobate with no conscience and there's no hope for me with anything at all. So I'm gonna go on this video and I'm gonna do another video right after this one. So, and I'm gonna put my earphones in, but I have my earphones out. Well, I turned off the fan so it wouldn't be annoying to y'all, and I have my earbuds out trying to let my ears breathe because my earbuds were causing my ears to sweat and me getting ear infection and stuff like that. So I had to try to let my ears air out and let my ears breathe and stuff. So I'm gonna see y'all in a few minutes with the next video. And sorry all those times I got distracted and stuff like that. So and lost my train of thought. So thanks for listening and bye.